Hello everyone, welcome to today's news chatter. Before starting with the topics of the day, let us have a look at a practice prelims question. So it is a statement-based question. Three statements are provided here. Consider the following statements regarding the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. So all of you already know that schemes are extremely important, especially for prelims. Each and every detail in the scheme should be known very well. Three statements are provided. The first statement is it is a small deposit scheme. Of course, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana itself is for giving more saving for a female child. So it is a small deposit scheme, which is correct. It is a scheme by the Ministry of Women and Child Development is a wrong option because it is by Ministry of Finance. One can apply for Suganya Samriddhi Yojana only through public sector banks. So whenever you get statements which has words such as only or never, complete statements, extreme statements, such statements are generally wrong. So this is also a wrong option. You can open the account for Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana through post office also. So these two options are wrong, and it is a small deposit scheme is the right option. So one statement only is correct. Assam Peace Accord. Today in news, you might have seen that there is a tripartite settlement which happened in Assam recently. The Ulfa terrorist organization, the Assam government and the central government came to an agreement. They came up with a pact in which the Ulfa cadres have agreed that they will surrender their arms, ammunitions, and they will vacate their camp. And if they want to engage in any kind of political participation, from now on, they'll be engaging in formal political participation by joining a political party or starting a political party. So this is what the outcome of Assam Peace Accord is. It's a very simple accord, but from examination point of view, already in 1985 there was an Assam Accord, and you need to know about it very well. So in 1985, the accord was a memorandum of settlement signed by Government of India, Assam, the All Assam Students Union, and All Assam Gana Sangram Parishad, AAGSP. So all these parties came together and then came up with a accord. The Assam Accord of 1985 was signed because from 1970, a lot of violence and a lot of law and order problems were happening in Assam because there were huge surge in illegal immigration from Bangladesh to Assam before the India-Pakistan War of 1971. So in the Indo-Pakistan War happened, and after that, Bangladesh became a separate country. So the All Assam Students Union and then several other organizations told that we have a lot of migrant population here who should be sent back to Bangladesh. So they came up with an agreement which is known as the Assam Accord, in which the government has told foreigners who have come to Assam after 1966 and until 1971 shall be detected, and then their names will be deleted from the electoral rolls in force. And after 1971, whoever comes to Assam from Bangladesh would be considered as an illegal migrant. So this is the basics of Assam Accord. You should be knowing about it very well. PM's National Relief Fund. So recently the Chennai flood happened, and the state government of Tamil Nadu has been claiming that they need extra fund from the central government. So because a lot of news is coming in the paper related to PM's National Relief Fund, you should have a basic idea about this fund. For prelims examination, the small provisions are very important. From mains examination point of view, the entire topic of PM's National Relief Fund itself is important. First thing we need to know is the PM's National Relief Fund is not a statutory fund. It is not a constitutional fund also. It is registered as a trust under Income Tax Act. The Prime Minister himself is the ex officio chairperson of the Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. For this fund, from the budget of India, we will not contribute anything. All the contributions comes from voluntary contribution of Indians, non-resident Indians, persons of Indian origin, and foreign nationals also. One critical point here is it is a completely non-lapsable fund. So, for example, if this year let's assume some 100 crore is there with PM's National Relief Fund and only 50 crore got used. The remaining 50 crore will not be lapsed. It will be taken, carried forward to the next year. So PM NRF comes under the purview of Right to Information Act, an excellent and very important point. They can include this as a statement if they are asking a question on PM's National Relief Fund. The money of this fund is held by many scheduled commercial banks. It is not with one particular bank. This is also a very important point. Most of the points which I tell here, people will not know. That's why I have included all these specific points. Some agencies as part of investment which earns interest and ensures long-term sustainability. To render, so why this PM's National Relief Fund is there? Whenever there is a national calamity, the government cannot sit and wait for the permission of the parliament, which will say that fine, you can take the money and spend it. So, in order to act immediately, they have the PM's National Relief Fund, from which the Prime Minister can immediately give relief to the families of those people who have been affected by the natural calamities. Apart from natural calamities, the Prime Minister can divert this fund for some other health related problems of the people also. So, these are all the basic points which you should be knowing. Let us move to the next topic. Maulana Azad National Fellowship Scheme. Maulana Azad himself is a person who has worked very well for the development of minorities. So this scheme is a welfare scheme for the minority community. So Maulana Azad National Fellowship Scheme is in news because recently the finance minister has told that we will stop Maulana Azad National Fellowship Scheme because there are already several other schemes with the same nature. So what exactly is the scheme? As per Maulana Azad National Fellowship Scheme, 5-year fellowship is provided in the form of financial assistance to students from 6 minority communities, not only from one or two minority communities. Buddhist, Christians, Jain, Muslim, Parsi, Sikh, all these communities are getting benefited. It covers 2 courses. One is MPhil, second one is PhD. You should be knowing about it. It is implemented by which ministry? Ministry of Minority Affairs. Who is implementing it? The UGC is the nodal agency who is implementing it. So be very clear about it. The ministry which is implementing is Minority Affairs Ministry. It is the UGC, the University Grants Commission, which is implementing it. So the fellowship will cater to minority community students pursuing regular and full-time research studies only, not part-time research. X-ray polarimeter satellite mission. So the ISRO is going to launch X-ray polarimeter satellite mission on 1st of January. So what exactly does this do? It is to have an idea how X-rays will work in space and to study 50 different sources of light from space. For example, we have pulsars that comes from sun, black holes, we have X-ray binaries, active galactic nuclei, neutron stars, supernova. So in order to study all these things, we need to have a X-ray polarimeter, and this is the mission which is carried out by ISRO. The satellite will be placed in low Earth orbit. That point is very important, from 500 to 700 kilometer from Earth. This X-ray polarimeter satellite mission is India's first mission. And all over the world, it is only the second time a country has been doing this. Earlier, USA has done the same mission. The name of the mission was Imaging X-ray Polarimetry Explorer mission. It was in 2021. So a basic idea you should be knowing so that in case they ask a question in prelims, you will be ready to answer. Some important point from mains examination perspective. The World Health Organization recently released Global Burden of Disease study. According to this study, 2.41 billion individuals are there all over the world who had neuropsychotic conditions. And WHO tells that all these people can be cured very easily just by rehabilitation. Rehabilitation means what? Provide them a very conducive environment so that they will recover. That's all. A peaceful, good environment. You do not need any medicines. All you need is peace. That's all. So this point is important because in mains, health is a topic. In GS2, you have a topic called health. So you need to know how to suggest in case they ask a question about neurotic diseases, because in the recent times it has been increasing. So the medical professionals, medical service providers, government, privates, not non-private organization, all these people should understand that rehabilitation itself is a very nice measure to handle these kind of diseases. Main question of the day: in the context of socio-economic disparity faced by minorities in India, discuss the measures taken to improve the status of minorities. Here, minorities doesn't include one community only. You have to include all the religious, linguistic minorities and mention their socio-economic problems they are facing. And finally, discuss the important steps we have taken. The Ministry of Minority Affairs has provided several schemes. All you need to do is study about the schemes and mention it here. That's all. Important points for prelims examination. Lithium reserves are available in India in four states: Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Jharkhand. Lithium is popularly known as white gold because in the recent times, lithium's value has increased. It has multiplied to a greater extent because lithium is used in electric vehicles. It is used in solar electricity generation. It is used in electronics to a greater extent. At present, India is dependent on the South American countries and China for import of lithium. China has recently even told that we will not provide these rare earth metals to other countries. We will restrict the export of rare earth metals. In such a situation, India should be ready to tap its own resources. As example, lithium is there in Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Jharkhand. We should be ready to tap these resources. We should be ready to mine these resources because electric vehicles, solar cells, etc., are the future. So that would be all for today. These are the most important topics which were in the news. Read newspaper regularly. It is extremely important. Without a newspaper, I'm very sure you will not be able to clear the examination. So be very clear about newspaper. I have given a basic idea of the important topics. Go through them. Other than that, too, try to read the editorials, opinions, etc. very well. Let's meet tomorrow.